I'm going to tell you about an experiment I set out to do after I left the lab in 2008. Um, all through my career, I'd encountered people who were interested in science, but were apprehensive about dipping their toes in it. They were curious, but wary of the stereotypes of science and scientists. And I decided that I would collect some data on confirming or dispelling views that only scientists can appreciate science. I also wanted to see how scientists would respond and provide an opportunity that scientists from different disciplines would get a chance to interact in an informal setting. And so that's how Tilde Cafe was born. Turns out I was also a data point in this experiment from the get-go, because the first event was a discussion about industrial ecology, a topic I'd never heard about. And so we assembled an enthusiastic band of about 25 people in a local coffee shop. And most of them were people who I had never met before. And almost all of them were people who had studied science only up to the high school part of their lives. So since that first event, 13 years later, more than 100 cafes events, we really haven't looked back. And the topics that have been discussed have been as varied as dark energy to maths and music and everything between. The reach of the cafe extends beyond Brantford, Connecticut, because uh, I do a video recording of these events, and they are broadcast on the public access television channel. Plus, they're posted on the cafe YouTube channel. In addition, the cafe website receives hits from almost every continent per Google Analytics, and so does the YouTube channel. I also send out summary emails after each event to a list of more than 500 subscribers, and the open rate varies between 30 to 40%, which is well within the average of 32% that MailChimp reports. The emails essentially have a few guideposts for the reader to orient them to the video of the talk. And since they're written in my voice rather than the voice of a specialist, they have proven useful for both those who didn't have the opportunity to attend as well as those who attended the event. Overall, cafe attendees have been consistently encouraging, and so have cafe speakers, and I have often received requests to have more frequent cafe events. Our last in-person event was in early March 2020, and with lockdowns and the pandemic, I wasn't sure whether we would lose a level of interaction if we moved online. But with so much to be learned and so much to discuss, including about COVID, uh, we decided to move online. And our first online event was in May 2020. And we've had more than 10 online events since then. And while the level of interaction is a little reduced, the interest remains. And so that is encouraging. There have been plus points about moving online because the reach of the events is greater. People can sign in to watch the event and participate from outside Brantford. And in addition, access to speakers from across the globe has been possible. They don't have to travel to Connecticut to speak. So the Tilde Cafe experiment has been enormously rewarding. And for anyone looking to start a science cafe Tilde provides a simple and inexpensive model to work with. The primary expense is my time, so I'm happy to say that Tilde is the oldest continuously running science cafe in Connecticut. And one can never have too many platforms to engage the public with science. So several years ago, when Yale Peabody Museum's outreach director asked me how I started the cafe and requested we brainstorm getting one going through Yale, I was quite chuffed. The point, I guess, is that individuals from the community can step up and start a cafe, and we don't need to wait for universities or museums or institutions to get us going. Thank you.